morning. It is time for me to start a new vlog. I am going to be reading my June arcs. I've got three. I have The Last to Lie, which is a thriller. Let's open up my Kindle and see the other ones as well, because I've just gone blank. So you've got The Last One to Lie by J.M. Winchester, and this is about a family who's recently moved to a new town, and the mum has left her daughter at daycare, and then she goes to pick her daughter up and she's not there. She's missing, and the daycare staff have no recollection of her, and she tries to reach her husband and can't get a hold of him. So that's all I know about that one. Then I have Dead Air, which is by Michelle Bradley. I don't know what this is about. This is another thriller, and I think it has something to do with kind of someone running away from the things in their past, and they're like finally starting to catch up with them. And the last one is The Glamourist, which is the sequel to The Vine Witch, and I thought The Vine Witch sounded really intriguing. I can't remember what it's actually about off the top of my head, but again, I'll talk more about it later in this video, because I have to read The Vine Witch and The Glamourist, because I ordered The Glamourist not knowing it was a sequel, because I didn't read very well. So now I've got two books to read, but that's fine. They sound really, really good. But now I'm going to jump back in to the last one to lie. There we go. I'm going to jump back into that and get to reading. I am about 9% in, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really good. So let's do this vlog. I finished Last One to Lie by J.M. Winchester, and oh my goodness, it was so good. It was very twisty, very quick, fast paced. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a solid 4 stars. I've got to find a way to describe it whereas not to spoil the plot, so I'll think about it and be back. But I've now started The Vine Witch by Luann G. Smith. I'm having to read this because I got approved for The Glamourist on NetGalley, and I didn't realise it was a sequel. So we're going to read The Vine Witch, then we're going to read The Glamourist, and then we're going to read my last thriller. But yeah, 4 stars for Last One to Lie. Very good, very fast paced, very twisty. Enjoyed it. Lots. I have finished The Vine Witch. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. What is happening? Yeah, so in this we are in France at the turn of the century, and we're in a province that is famous for its wine, and we follow our main character Elena, who has been cursed, and she's just broken the curse and going back to her vineyard where she is the Vine Witch, and finds the vineyard kind of in disarray. In this world we have vine witches who are keeper of the vines, I guess. They help these vineyards make sure their harvest is good and like the wine is good, and you have different kinds of witches in this world that do many different things, but that is what this story is focusing on. And it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what star rating I want to give it, but if you liked things like The Binding or Once Upon a River, it's very reminiscent of that. So I'm either going to pick up The Glamourist next, or the next thriller I have, which is Dead Air. Is that what it's called? Let's just look. Yeah, so I'll either pick up The Glamourist, which is the second book in the Vine Witch series, following a character who was in this. So it's kind of like a sequel, but following different characters, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it's about. Or I could read a novel of suspense. That's what they've called it, a novel of suspense. Dead air. So we'll see what I'm in the mood for. But yeah, really, really enjoyed Vine Witch. If you have Amazon Prime, you can read it for free because it's on Prime Reading. And yeah, it wasn't too long. It was quite a fast read, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'll give a star rating later. I can't, like, my brain just needs to sleep on it for a bit. So I finished The Glamourist and I really, really, really enjoyed it. It was very well done. It follows directly after what happened at the end of The Vine Witch, so we're dealing with all the repercussions of that, and we're following some characters from that, the story. You definitely have to read The Vine Witch before going into The Glamourist. And The Vine Witch is very good. I would highly recommend it. I think I'm giving both of them 4 stars. The second one was a lot stronger than the first one, but I enjoyed the story of the first one so much. The first one I think could have done with like an extra 50 pages or so. But I like this series. If you're looking for a witchy read right now, I would highly recommend checking out The Vine Witch. It's very good, and The Glamourist will be out in June. And I'm looking forward to picking up the third book in the series because I'm hoping it's about another character from this, which I really want to know the backstory on. Yeah, so I highly, highly recommend it. I know I mentioned The Vine Witch earlier, and that is about, well, in this world, we have witches who do different things. So you've got potion witches and vine witches and cooking witches and just all sorts of things, and you have people who believe in them, people who don't, and in this province where they make wine, we have vine witches, and our main character Elena in the first book is a vine witch, and she has to convince someone why like being a vine witch is important. It is so good. I really, really enjoyed it, and I still recommend if you liked the binding, this series I think you'd really enjoy. So yeah, so next I'm going to pick up Dead Air, and that's it for this vlog after I do that. And so 1 book left, and yeah, so far I'm quite pleased because I've liked both books that I had to review. 4 stars, solid 4 stars. It's a good time. So I have finished Dead Air, and I have thoughts. It was very fast paced, engaging, but there was a few things that definitely took me out of the story. Um, it was meant to be set in the US, and there was a lot of British language used, like lads. I think lads was in there. Mobile phone, rubbish. You know, words that really, at least I kind of noticed them, and they took me out of the story. Um, and the author was very heavy handed in giving us clues. I think I was about 20% into the book and I figured out who did it. He did try to mislead, but it didn't really work. Yeah, I did enjoy the writing. I think overall I'm going to give this 3 stars. There was just some things that bugged me about it. I don't necessarily like. I don't know. I just didn't like why the thing happened in the first place that started all this off. Yeah, so Dead Air, 3 stars. So I am just going to quickly wrap up the vlog here and run through the 3 books I read. So the first one is Dead Air by Michael Bradley. Now this one let me down. I gave it 3 stars. It was okay, but it wasn't super thrilling. I guessed it was about 20% in, and the misleads weren't very good. So 3 stars, but this comes out on June 9th. If it sounds like something you're interested in, I will link the Goodreads down below. I also read The Vine Witch and The Glamourist. Glamourist is the one coming out soon, but this is about a world in which there are different witches for different purposes, and in the first story we're following Elena as she's just coming out of the curse and is going to be a vine witch again and has to kind of figure out some things. And yeah, that one was really good. I really loved both of these stories. The Glamourist picks up right where the Vine Witch left off. It was really well written. I love the world, and I give both of these 4 stars. And if you're interested, The Glamourist comes out on the 9th of June as well. And then the last one I read was, or the first one I should say, was Last One to Lie by JW. And then the very last one I read was The Last One to Lie by J.M. Winchester, and this was brilliantly executed. I really loved it. I felt the suspense. It was really good. It had me like on the edge of my seat. I devoured this in a day, and I gave this 4 stars. And this is all about a woman who drops her daughter off at daycare in their new town they've just moved to, and at the end of the day when she goes to pick her up, she is not there. There's no recollection of her daughter ever being there or them ever registering, and then she tries to reach her husband and her husband is not answering and is missing. It was very good. I really love these. They all come out on the 9th of June, so if you're interested, all the good read links will be down below. I hope you are staying happy, safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye guys.